Friends, greetings, Helldivers! Today we're gonna talk about yet another flavor of the Stalwart, the expandable flavor, which is the Bullet Storm. Let's go! The Bullet Storm comes with 100 damage of light armor penetration and 25 durable damage, capacity of 300 and RPM of 1300, which is 50 more than the max RPM of the Stalwart. It also has stagger force of 20, and usually I don't mention these two stats I'm going to mention, but this time I think I'm gonna talk about them. It has spread, both vertical and horizontal, of 5 and drag factor of 60%, which is twice as big as on any other machine gun. As the stratagem, the Bullet Storm has only 70-second cooldown on basic, which means it's the stratagem with the lowest cooldown in the game, and with ship modules you can slightly decrease it to 66.5 seconds, but that's barely any difference. Lastly, when it lands you get 2 of those. Using this gun is as simple as pulling the trigger and it will get its job done, which is crowd control. But there are some things that you really want to look for. First of all, there is no way to aim with this weapon in first person. You don't have any form of sights or of the crosshair like the MA5C does, even though it doesn't have sights. You only have that white box on the right and you have to know where the middle of the screen is. But of course, it's not going to be the same accuracy as with the crosshair. Second of all, it's purely crowd control weapon, because stagger force and the spread doesn't make it really ideal for picking out the weak spots, especially on the distance, because there also comes the drag force. But it's not end of the day because you have the low recoil. It's insanely low, as the gun uses caseless ammunition, so no gunpowder involved. No actual explosion pushing you back. And here I will interrupt myself because I got kinda off track. Back to the usage. As I said in the intro, it's just another flavor of the Stalwart, but this time it's also a support weapon, so why not just take the Stalwart? I don't know, you tell me. Basically it's just down to preference, because both of those guns are very good and will keep you running throughout the whole mission. Stalwart if you keep resupplying it, and Bullet Storm if you just hold the new one whenever you run out, which is very possible with such short cooldown. So I think we can get down to the battlefield, and starting with the Terminate front, it's just great option for anything squishier than a charger in any amount. It's going to shred through any patrol, any back breach, well maybe not on its own, but it will come in handy when handling the back breaches. You also have shit load of them, as I mentioned in the stats part, because you can call it every 70 seconds without upgrades, so you have it ready for any patrol, for any back breach, for any objective, any bagness, you really name it. It's just an expandable version of the Stalwart, which already is S tier weapon on this front. And it also can deal easily with the impalers, as everything can just shoot it on the forehead. Yeah, there is not much finesse to it, it's just a great crowd control. Against the Squids I think it's the same or even slightly better if you even can go past the S tier. Of course, voteless are shredded. The overseer will take a little bit longer because of their weird armor, and you have a little low durable damage on the Bullet Storm, but it doesn't mean in second against them, it will just take a second or two longer. The flash mob is also very easily taken down with 1/3 of your ammo, which is 100 bullets, but since you can call it every minute, it doesn't really matter, and there is no ammo economy to worry about. Against shooters it also is amazing, it shreds through any that little drone, and it can fight with the Veracitor if you aim at the arm joints, but it's not going to be my first pick. It will be better if you aim at the pilot, and with that you can kill either Veracitor or get a Gatekeeper. But of course, it's not going to be good against every enemy on this front. I would not even try to shoot the little weak spot on the Harvester, as it's for really precise weapons and only really worth it when it comes to the variable, as it can actually one-shot it to them, but still, like I said in my old guide on the variable, it's not that great. So avoid the Harvesters, for them take something else with medium pen. Same goes for the planes, as they don't even have light pen weak spot, they require you to have medium armor penetration. And of course Leviathans, but let's be real, who really fights them? I mean, they are only in the cities and they are not often getting killed by us, only when we feel like it. And lastly we have the automatons, and here it's not that great, I think, from pretty obvious reasons. If you want to kill a lot of enemies here to have the great crowd control, you either need medium pen or some explosives, as most of the enemies over here are the medium enemies, which are the devastators, and well, they are not shredded by the light pen weapon, especially the heavy devs. You can still of course aim at the belly with the bullet storm and it's not going to be a struggle, although if you are going for the headshot, the stagger force will interfere and well, the spread will also slightly interfere, which is the most noticeable on the heavy devastators, as if they tilt back, they will block your bullets with their shield. I wouldn't really use it here, but if I would use it against the cyborgs, as cyborgs doesn't have that much of the medium armor, but of course there are still the devastators, even though the cyborgs have only light armor, which the bullet storm will be good against, there are still the devastators, so I would probably take, if I'm going to take the machine gun, the normal machine gun, not the bullet storm. And also it has some benefit in the cities as there is more troopers, and troopers as cyborgs have light pen. And the very last enemy you can actually try your chances against is the Hulk, if you can get the view on its back vent, and it will be a quick kill because it has high RPM, but first you have to see the vent for long enough. Lastly, equipment advisory section, and this time I am going with the whole loadout. To our bullet storm you wanna add the expandable anti-tank, either solo silo or the leveler, and the jump pack. You also want medium or light armor with the new oxygenator armor passive, so we are faster, some medium armor penetrating primary, white card for secondary and white card for the grenades pretty much, but you want something to close the spawners with. This is the expandable loadout and I think it's pretty fun. I will admit that I barely played with this type of the loadouts, but as much as I played with those, they were fun, so I think I can advise it. And I didn't really find any other synergies for the bullet storm, to be honest. Okay, that's it. Very simple and very good gun. I'm gonna head off to play some Create Arenatics. See you next time, Helldivers.